Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, please confirm to me. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online. Right. Thank you. Thank you. Light. Light. All right. Good evening, guys. And all right. So then the recruitment drive previously I have announced that. So actually, then today, previously we had a plan on today, but due to some reasons, might be we postponed that to Friday. As per the companies, like people given information to us, then on Friday we are going to conduct it. Anyway, depends on you, depends on your requirement. If you want to attend for the written test, you can, no issues. But the point is what there, that is not for the sake of you. Understand it? Why? Because you are very little. We completed very little in core Java. Maybe if you want to get more, then if you want to attend for any interviews there, at least you have to complete core Java. So it may take some time for you, but by the time of completing your Java batch, definitely we are able to have a number of companies. There you can attend for it anyway, right? But if you want to still, if you want to come there and if you want to see that, like what I'm telling there, if you want to see that question paper and all, then try to attend for it, right? That is only filtration process. That is our written test. I'm going to give question paper. There we have to write that exam, right? So okay, guys. Now, all right, sir. Now let's understand the content here, what we completed in the last session. And those who are attending in online, if you want to get question papers of previous exam there, already if you open handouts there, already question paper is existed. Just you can download. In webinar, a handout spot is available. There we can go there. There you can we can check it. Their question paper is existed already. You can download it. Okay. And again, I'm asking to you guys, all of you are accessing this material, all of you are watching that material, and all of you are practicing these examples. See, don't think about it. All these are small, small examples. No, day by day, automatically the depth of the content is going to be increased. So, core Java nature, I'm telling there. And before that, I'm asking to all of you guys, tell me, do you think about it with only core Java? We are going to prepare the total complete enterprise applications. Do you think about it with only core Java? We are going to prepare the complete big applications, big and big applications. No, you have to change your mindset. So core Java, in the sense like what there, it's a mix up of theory, definitions, syntaxes, small programs. In core Java, 70% is theory, 30% programs. In advanced Java, 70% is programs, 30% is theory. When technology, when we are moving to the upgraded, that means top end technologies, high end technologies, automatically development part is going to be increased. So this is like what I'm telling there, core Java in the sense like LKG and UKG study. Just learning like what are their fundamentals. So because of that reason, first of all, we need to get clarity on the subject. We need to get some foundation. That's why we are taking like what their theory, definitions, syntaxes. On the basis of the syntaxes, simple programs. Understand my point here. And one more thing I'm telling to you, frequently people may ask some questions to me. when I give this particular like a singular, double or and a double and single and when I talk about this kind of examples, immediately people are thinking about it. Tell me, sir, where in which scenario we are going to use this particular topic? In which scenario we are going to use this particular thing? Can you take one real-time example on the basis of only this particular point? No, no, this is the wrong approach. On only one particular point. Say, I'm asking this question to you. When I say alphabet A, can you tell me one example on the basis of this alphabet A? Max, what we are able to say, A per apple only we are able to say. Will you say any poem on the basis of this A? Not like same way I'm telling there. In core Java, every concept is a fundamental. Just we have to, I'm preparing your foundation where don't think about it, the total enterprise application development within a single feature of the core Java. That we have to change our mindset. But when we are able to get application development kind of environment there, we are able to get this application development kind of environment when we are moving outside of the core Java, when we go for advanced Java. At least when we go for JDBC, there we can see that. In only JDBC, in nearly 85 to 90 programs we are going to prepare. Theory is only one line theory, but on the basis of that we have to show one program. In that way, that programming part is coming in. But in core Java also, some specific topics are available. There, I'm able to prepare programs. One more thing I'm telling to you. When theory is coming there I'm able to discuss more theory. When programming is available, more programming I'm able to provide, both in theoretically and as well as what there programmatically we should be strong. At the end of the day, you should write any type of program on the basis of any type of concept. That is the scenario here, what I'm telling you. Got it or not? Right, sir. Now leave this one. Now let's move on to the content here. After completion of this, right, sir. What is the topic here we are discussing there? I think so. We are discussing about single or and double or operations here we discussed here. Similarly, right, sir. Then similarly, we have to discuss about like what there is single and double and. So these things also we here we discuss here. I think I given already explanation for it. Am I right? Right. So then we have to go for the program. I need to prepare a program on the basis of it. Then we are able to finish it completely. Got it or not? All right, sir. Now let's observe this clearly. Let me discuss one time of this total part here. Singular and double are we completed clearly. Not required to have any discussion here. Then this one also be explanation again. But one more time I want to provide this explanation. Try to understand it clearly, guys. First of all, now into A is equal to 10, into B is equal to 10. If A plus plus not equals to 10 and B plus plus not equals to 10, then outside of this if not doubted println of A space B. A space B. That is what we are getting there. Okay, fine. A space B. Next one is like what I'm telling there. If we observe this particular one, now here A value and B value both are 10 and 10. Both the values are available like what there 10, 10. Observe carefully. Right, sir. If A plus plus not equals to 10, in the sense like what there, it's a post increment. Current A value will be applied here 10. Internally, A value is incremented by 1. First operand value is what there false. As per the logic of the logical AND operator, if the first operand value is false, no need to check the second operand. Directly the result of the AND operation is what there false. Here already first operand value is what there false. As per the shortcut, we can predict, we can identify the result of the AND operation is what there false. We can identify the result of the AND operation is what there false. Okay, but even though that first operand value is sufficient, even though the first operand value is sufficient to predict the result of the overall AND operation, JVM will evaluate the second operand also. Even it is sufficient to predict the result of AND operation, still JVM will go for what there second operand for the sake of like what they're evaluating that overall expression. JVM must evaluate the second operand also. After getting the result of second operand on the base of first operand and second operand, it able to identify the result is like what there false. When it is false, then it will come outside of the if condition. Then it able to display A value and B value. When this B value, when this second expression is evaluating B plus plus not equals to 10, that is what their post increment again. Current A value will be participated here. Internally, B value is going to be incremented. So 10 not equals to 10, false. False and false. False we are getting outside of the loop, outside of the if condition. System dot out dot println of A space B, 11 and 11 here we are getting. Now in this overall explanation, now tell me which expression is evaluated by JVM unnecessarily. Now second expression B plus plus not equals to 10. This is evaluated by JVM unnecessarily. When JVM is working unnecessarily, application execution time will be increased. When application execution time is increased, automatically performance of the application will be reduced. To overcome this problem, we went for what there? Another content here. Right, sir. Double end operator. In the case of double end operator, what is going to be happen there? When compiler, when JVM encounter these two instructions, into A is equal to 10, into B is equal to 10, A value and B variable, both are having 4 bytes of memory, where initial values are 10, 10 we are getting. If A plus plus not equals to 10 and B plus plus not equals to 10, it is a condition. First, JVM will come to this instruction here. A plus plus not equals to 10. A plus plus not equals to 10 in the sense like what there? A plus plus not equals to 10 in the sense post increment. Current A value will come here. A 10 not equals to 10. Condition is false. When it is false, in the case of double and operator, JVM is following. JVM is following what their shortcut mechanism. Directly it will identify the result of AND operation is what their false. JVM will not evaluate what their the second expression clearly. Whenever it is false, no, it will come outside of the if condition where it able to provide system not out dot println of A space B. A space B. That means A value is what there 11. B value is what there 10 we are getting. So automatically A value is 11, B value 10. Why B value 10 we are getting there? Why not it is incremented there now? Why? Because JVM is not evaluating what there? The second expression. So JVM is not evaluating this expression means that JVM is not wasting its time unnecessarily. Whenever it is reducing application execution time, automatically performing upload, that means automatically application performance will be increased. Automatically application performance will be increased. This is what exactly the point here I'm telling you clearly. Guys, all of you are getting my point or not? Right, so now this is overall information about like what there, the explanation about like what there, single and double and. Anyway, then for the sake of you, let me give some comment on this particular one here. What is the difference between singular and double or here we provided here? Now I want to copy this total part here, whatever the information here we have provided here. All right, the same thing, right, sir. The same thing I want to apply for what there, for later on I will show that programming part also, then single and double and, but I will go for the changes now. Guys, now you only tell me where we have to modify the content here. Everybody, try to read out it. Now I'm trying to modify the content here. Then try to give suggestions to me. Where I'm missing there, try to identify that. Try to give that information to me. First of all, in case of logical, what I have to specify there? And I have to specify and operator. If the first operand value is what there? False. We are dealing with what there? False. If the first operand value is false, then it is not required to check the second operand value. Directly we can get the result of the overall and operator. And operator is what there? Here we can understand like what there? False. Right? Now try to check this. Up to this part is clear. That is a shortcut I have given. What is the shortcut in the case of logical AND operator that I have given there clearly? Right, so now come for this one. Next one is in the case of single AND. In the case of single AND, here I am giving clarity there. In the case of single AND, if the first operand value is false, if the first operand value is false, even JVM will not go for the shortcut. JVM will evaluate second operand value and JVM will find the overall what there and operator results on the base of the both the operand values. Right, up to that the point is clear or not? What it is giving the information there, even though first operand value is false, even though it is sufficient to identify the result of the overall expression, but still JVM is not going for shortcut mechanism. JVM is going to evaluate what there second operand on the base of that first operand and second operand only. It able to identify the overall result of the AND operation. Got it or not? Right. So next one after completion of this. Next one, guys. In the above case, JVM is evaluating second operand unnecessarily. In the above case, JVM is evaluating second operand unnecessarily. It will increase application execution time. It will reduce application performance. right? So this is in the case of what there single and. Now come for this next point here. What I'm telling you know, in the case of what is this actually double and. In the case of what there double and. In the case of double and, if the first operand value is what is this no first operand value is a false, then JVM will use shortcut of what there and operator, and JVM will find the overall result of what there and operator. What is that result no false, without evaluating second operand. Means that it is following shortcut no, without evaluating second operand it will identify the overall result of the overall and operator. In the above case, JVM is not evaluating second operand, so it will reduce application execution time, it will improve application performance. Now this is the total information here. We understood clearly up to this part here. Now we have to see an example here. I think I have not prepared example on the base of this, am I right? I have not prepared an example on the basis of this, right? Have I prepared any diagrammatic representation? No, okay. No, just wait a minute of time. Let me prepare an example here. And one more small point, guys. Continuously, people are sending messages to this number like what there. I'm not getting video support, like this. Yes, I do agree that, but unfortunately, what we identified there, recently, last 3 to 4 days onwards, some people, for some of them, they missed the videos access. No, they send the message. It's okay, but people are sending repeatedly their information to this number. Then we checked there in the database in the access. No, almost all 70% of the people, 70% of the requests are already given access. 70% of the people already we are given access, but still people are sending that messages now. At the time of giving access, no, we have to add our email ID. Already that email ID is available in the respective drive access. So that's why where you missed actually, please check your email properly. Check your email properly. Maybe in the spam or maybe in somewhere else. Total all possibilities. Check it there. At somewhere else, definitely we are able to get it. Understand, guys? What I'm telling there. Please try to check it. Still, if it's not coming, then only send that messages to us. Why? Because continuously that messages are coming there, but already we checked the status. No, on the basis of your email ID, already access was sent there. Understand it? That is one thing. And another one is what there. Some people are sending 2 to 3 email IDs now. Now, some people are sending 2 to 3 email IDs now. One is for you, second one is for the sake of your friend, third one is what there on the basis of the single receipt. Hey, yaar, everything we are going to check now, right? Already one time if he gives, already 2 members are checking for this. 2 levels of checking is going on. And definitely they will check your receipts and everything on the basis of that only they're able to give. Don't misuse this kind of support. This is for the sake of you only. Think about it, right? Let's move to the point here. And please, everybody, please check your email ID. Whatever the link we provided there, try to copy that link in our system in a notepad. Whenever we want to view that, copy and paste that into what they know into the browser, then we can see that. Don't keep that in our email ID totally, right? The link, access link we have given there, no link, try to manage that link in our system. Material link, maybe classroom notes link, and access link, both we have to maintain in a separate notepad in our system. Then it is possible there, right? Let's move on to the point here. Next one is after that, after completion of this. Now let's see an example here on the basis of this. Okay, not required. Right, sir. Now here I want to open file new Java test class test public static void main string array args. Right, sir. Now here what I am telling there, observe carefully. Int a is equal to 10 int b is equal to 10 both are 10 and 10. Observe carefully, all of you know. If a plus plus not equals to 10 and b plus plus not equals to 10, then anyway I'm not going to write anything inside the body. Why I'm not writing anything inside the body? We are dealing with the false values. Shortcut is available for AND operator on the basis of the false values only. So definitely overall this expression result should be what? They're false. That's why this if body is not going to be executed. Outside of this only here I'm going to write. Now here I'll provide like what there system dot out dot println of a plus a space plus a b. What is this plus operator? Actually concatenation operator. A value I'm displaying. To that a value I'm adding what there space. A space a value 10 space. Then after that I'm to the space I'm adding what there b value. First of all a value is available. To this a value we are adding what there space by using plus operator. To this space we are adding what there b value. Means that overall what we are able to get there between a and b some space here we are getting. Right, sir. That's okay, fine. This is completed. Next one is what there into c is equal to 10 into d is equal to 10 right, sir. Then both the things are available here. If C plus plus, if C plus plus not equals to 10, double and D plus plus not equals to 10, right, sir. Now again here. Now this is double and again here also the same scenario. Overall result of the expression is what they're false. So the body is not going to be evaluated. That's why I'm writing all these things in outside of the if. Now here inside this, then what we are able to do there, system dot out dot println of like C plus a space plus a D. C space D. That's it. Now these are the points here we are getting there clearly. Right, sir. Now let me save this. Oh, right, D drive. Now it will be like what there, Java 6 p.m. Right, sir. There I want to save it like what there, test.java. Yeah, already existed, no problem here. Let me compile it. Right, now cd Java 6. Now Java C space test.java. Compiled successfully, Java space test. Here we are getting output like what there, 11, 11, 11, 10. Why we are getting 11 and 11 here now? In the case of single and both the operands are evaluated or not? That's why as a result we are getting 11 and 11. Why we are getting 11 and 10 here now? Double and operator. In the case of double and, first expression is only be evaluated where the value is what they're false. That's why not required to evaluate what their second operand. That's why b plus plus is not evaluated. So b value is not incremented. So we are getting like what value? 10 value. Of course, d value. C and D we have taken there as a second no, right? The other results here we are getting. That's okay, fine now. Let's move on to the point here. Example code I've given, outputs here I'm giving there. Right, sir, copy. Then outputs here we are giving. That's okay, fine. After completion of this, now here I need to provide this diagram, guys. Whatever the diagram I've given about this total explanation here, the total diagram here I want to share with you. Now try to follow this diagrammatic representation also, so that we are able to get much clarity on this. So everywhere, whenever we are talking about a particular topic, read the theory totally. Have patience and read the theory totally. After that, follow the program and try to check the diagrams here. Diagrammatic explanation are given there now. Whenever we are watching this diagram here, automatically in your mind you have to recollect my explanation. Automatically you have to recollect my explanation there. Whenever we are watching that diagrams there, in that way here we have to be available, right? So finally, shortcut operators we completed. Finally, what we completed there, no shortcut, short circuit, not shortcut, short circuit operators we completed. Right, sir. For this, now tell me, sir, what topic here we are discussing actually? Sorry, what topic we are discussing there? Language fundamentals we are discussing. Language fundamentals. How many topics are available? 5 topics. Tell me what are the 5 topics now? Tokens, data types, typecasting, Java statements, arrays. These 5 topics are available. Where tokens we started already. In a tokens, how many topics are available? 4 topics. What are the 4 topics now? First one is what there? Identifiers. Next one is what there? Literals. Next one is what there? Next one is what there? After these literals, the keywords or result words are available. Next one is what there? Operators. Right, sir. So operators part is completed. Means that totally what topic is completed here? Tokens part is completed. Alright, sir. And after these tokens now. Then next one is like what there? You can understand data types. Data types. Right, sir. Data types. Everybody understand this? I'm asking one question to all of you guys. Now try to answer for it. What is the purpose of the data types actually? What is the requirement of the data types in applications now? What is the meaning of data type here? Solve the points here we have to understand. Try to observe carefully. Some introduction part I'm telling to you. Listen carefully. There are two types of programming languages. There are two types of programming languages. All right. First one is what there? Typed programming languages. And the second one is typeless programming languages. Understand my point here? Typed programming languages. And the second one is what there? Typeless programming languages. Understand it clearly. What is the meaning of these typed programming languages? And second one is the typeless programming languages. No? In a typed programming languages, data will be represented as per the data types. Depending on the types only, the data is going to be represented. That is the meaning of what they're typed programming languages. In a typeless programming languages, no, data types are not available. Without representing the type, without specifying the type, the data is going to be represented without having awareness on types, without representing anything in the types. So in general, these programming languages are almost all outdated programming languages. At a very starting point of the computer science, we have some programming languages where these are typeless programming languages are available. Got my point or not? Maybe you can think of it at the time of like basic programming language, Fortran programming language, but very first generation programming languages where data types and all these kind of things are not available. Just I is equal to 5, something else. That 5 is what we don't know. For the sake of simple arithmetic calculations, no, this kind of things are going to be utilized here, no? So they are typeless programming languages, not required to think about this typeless programming languages, no? Now let's move on to the typed programming languages. All right, sir. I'm giving clarity for it. Typed programming languages. All right. If you want to talk about typeless programming languages, if any programming language if any programming language is able to represent data without having types, then that programming language is typeless programming language. Typeless programming language without having what their types, then it is called as what the typeless programming language. Example I'm telling there, all outdated, that means all outdated, instead of saying outdated, no, all first generation programming languages are typeless programming languages. Right, sir. This is like what I'm telling to you. Simple example here, assembly language, if you observe there, are you providing any data type like int, float, short like this? No. In the case of assembly language, are you aware about it? In the case of this microprocessors, maybe somewhere else you might be used it. Maybe the commands are like what they're move, or maybe store, only this type of commands only. We are not going to specify anything like what they're int, float, double. No, no such kind of things here. They are nothing but what they're typeless programming languages only. Right, sir. Now try to understand it. No, typed programming languages. What is the meaning of this typed programming languages? No, if any programming language, observe carefully, guys. If any programming language is able to represent data, if any programming language is able to represent data on the basis of on the basis of data types, on the basis of data types, then that programming language, is called, or they know, typed programming language. Typed programming language. Right, sir. If any programming language is able to represent data on the basis of data types, then that programming language is called typed programming language. This is a point here. We can understand now. That's okay, fine. Next one is, after completion of this, then what next one here? Right, sir. There are two types of typed programming languages. There are two types of typed programming languages. Observe carefully. Nowadays, every programming language is typed only. Answer my point here. There are two types of typed programming languages. What are the two types of typed programming languages? One is statically typed programming languages. Statically typed programming languages. I'm not saying static programming language. I'm not saying static programming language. I'm saying statically typed programming languages. And second one is dynamically typed programming languages. Second one is what there? Dynamically typed programming languages. There are two types of typed programming languages. One is what there? Statically typed programming languages. Second one is what there? Dynamically typed programming language. Yes, guys, all of you are getting clarity on this now? Statically typed programming languages. Second one is what there? Dynamically typed programming languages. Clear cut information there. Right. Now observe carefully. What is this statically typed programming languages and what is dynamically typed programming languages? These two things here we have to understand. First of all, let me talk about dynamically typed programming language. I'll complete it within a single line. Then after that we are going to talk about what they're statically typed programming language. Dynamically typed programming language. Dynamically typed programming languages is what there? What is the meaning of dynamically typed programming language? No, observe carefully. If we represent data, without specifying any data type, okay, extension I'm telling there, identifying a data type, identifying the type of data, identifying the type of data after representing data, if we represent data without specifying any data type, identifying the type of data after representing the data, then the programming language is called, what is this programming language? Get dynamically typed programming language. Dynamically typed programming language. Guys, all of you are getting my point here? What's the point I'm telling there? Right, sir. In any programming language, if we represent data without specifying any type, without specifying data type, Identifying the type of the data, identifying the data type after representing data, then that programming language is called as what there, dynamically typed programming language. Example, the best example for dynamically typed programming language is what there, Python. Python is the best example for what there, dynamically typed programming languages. Observe carefully what I'm telling there. How Python is a dynamically typed programming language. No, one simple example I'm telling to you. Try to understand it. A is equal to 10. A is equal to 10. We provided now. A is a variable, its value 10. Before representing data 10 now, we are not specifying any particular type. No specific type is available. Just A is equal to type. After providing A is equal to 10 now internally PVM will identify that 10 is of what their integer type. After providing data only, the type will be calculated. Now here, if we provide like what their print of type of A, there we are able to get output is like what there, we can understand the type is what there, int. All of you get my point or not? Now tell me, this is the intersection in the case of Python. Have I provided any data type there explicitly? Have I provided any data type explicitly? I have not specified any data type explicitly. Just simply A is equal to 10. Print of type of A. Type of A in the sense calculating the type of the variable. That is possible in the case of Python. But in the case of Java, directly no predefined method is available to find the data type of a particular variable. In Java, we don't have any such kind of thing. Why? Because in Java, everything is pre-typed content. Pre-typed in the sense statically typed. So not required to find what is the type of the respective content here. Understand it clearly. So now A is equal to 10, print the type of A int. Here we are able to get. In the case of what there, Python. Okay, then after representing 10 here, then type here we are able to calculate. Understand my point clearly? What I'm telling you now. Right, sir. That's okay, fine. Next one is after that, after understanding this particular point, another thing is like what there, statically typed programming languages. We have to understand like what there, statically typed programming language. What is the meaning of this statically typed programming language? No, what we are able to identify this. Right, sir. Point is very clear. In any programming language, if we represent data, if we represent data after specifying data type, if we represent data after specifying data type, in the case of, I'm giving clarity there, in the case of dynamically typed programming languages, first data, next type. Here, conclusion here I'm telling there, conclusion, what is this conclusion here? First data, then data type. In the case of what there, dynamically typed programming languages. But in the case of statically typed programming language, what is the conclusion here I'm telling there now? Observe carefully. Conclusion is what there, first data type, then data. Understand the difference here now? I'll give more clarity, don't worry for it. In any programming language, if we represent the data after specifying data type, if we represent the data after specifying data type, then the programming language, is statically typed programming language. Statically typed programming language. Conclusion I'm telling there. What is the conclusion here now? First data, then first data type, then a data. Example I'm telling to you. You can say maybe C, C++, maybe Java, and so on. So many. I'll forget my point or not. Alright, so now example here I'm telling to you. Observe carefully. In case of Java, directly I'm telling there, int A is equal to 10. Now tell me, first what is going to be recognized here? Data type will be recognized. After that only 10 value will be provided. Moreover, here checking is going on. Is the 10 value is as per the data type or not? Here once again checking is going on here. Is that the 10 value is as per the data type or not? In the case, if this value is not as per the data type, no error will come. Error we are able to catch. Sir, all of you are following or not? Right, sir. Now, this is like one example here. You can understand this, no? Another example I'm telling there. This we are able to get more clarity. Int a semicolon, then a is equal to 10. In this example, observe carefully what we are getting there. No, first what we represented there, data type we represented or not. Then after that only we are representing what there, data. Data type we represented. Then after that only we are able to represent what there, data. So first type, next one is what there, data. First type, next one is what there, data. This is what their pre-typed programming languages. Then dynamically typed is what their post-typed programming languages. These are statically typed programming languages, but Python is what their dynamically typed programming languages. Again, I'm telling to you, I'm not talking about static programming language, dynamic programming language. Static programming language is different. Statically typed programming language is different. Dynamic programming language is different. Dynamically typed programming language is different. Static programming language allows memory at compilation time. Statically typed programming language is what there before representing data first to confirm its type. Understand my point here? But in the case of dynamically typed programming language, confirming the type after representing the data. Type is at runtime. Type is after. But in the case of statically typed programming language, type is a pre. First to type, then only data. Sir, getting my point or not? Right, sir. Observe carefully. Now, this is exactly the meaning of like what there the content kernel. Right, sir. Then after that, after completion of this examples we understood there. Now here I'm asking one question there. In a statically typed programming language, what is the requirement of the data types now? In a statically typed programming languages, what we have to do there? In a statically typed programming languages, first we have to specify the type of data or not. We have to specify the type of data or not. In statically typed programming languages, first we have to specify the type of data before representing data. Before representing data. Here to specify type of data, to specify the type of data, we have to use what their data types. We have to use what their data types. That is a requirement to come for what their data types. In a statically typed programming language, first we have to confirm the type or not. To specify the type, we need to go for what their data types. That is a clear-cut information here. What I'm telling you. Got it or not? All right. So next one. Observe carefully. Here I'm getting one point here. What are the advantages we are able to get? What are the advantages we are able to get from data types in Java applications? What are the advantages we are able to get from data types in Java applications? Then we have to give answers here. Now try to understand the answer here clearly. Two advantages mainly here we are able to get. What are the two advantages here? Point number one. Directly, I want to tell one example to you. Now try to understand it. Say for example, byte B or else maybe int a is equal to 10 I have written, sir. Now tell me guys, for a variable, how much memory will be allocated there? For a variable, how much memory will be allocated here? Come on, answer for my question here. How much memory? 4 bytes of memory. 4 bytes of memory. Am I right or not? Okay, fine. For the sake of this byte, for the sake of the byte, B is equal to 22. How much memory we allocated here? No, for byte variable here, 1 byte of memory. For byte, 1 byte of memory. Observe carefully. Now, how can we say 4 bytes of memory or 1 byte of memory? On the basis of what we are saying that 4 bytes or 1 byte, 2 bytes like this. How? That is totally depending on the data type or not. On the basis of the type or not. So the first advantage is what there. What is the first advantage here? Understand it clearly. On the basis of data types, we are able to identify the memory. We are able to identify the memory sizes for the data. We are able to identify the memory sizes for what there? For the data. Examples, I am telling to you, now try to understand this. Example, into a is equal to 10 now. Here the point is what there? A variable, a variable, a variable will have, a variable will have 4 bytes of memory. That 4 bytes of memory is allocated on the base of what there? On the base of the integer. A variable will have 4 bytes of memory on the basis of, on the basis of, on the basis of into data type. On the basis of what there? Into data type. Observe carefully. Next, another example here I'm telling there. Byte b is equal to 22. Here the point is like what there? Here we can identify this. B variable will have, how much memory, sir? Now tell me. Will have 1 byte of memory, 1 byte of memory on the basis of what there? On the basis of what there? Byte, on the basis of byte data type. Right, so this is advantage number 1. Right, sir, that's okay, fine. Second point here, all of you observe carefully. The second one, everybody understand this now. Directly I'm asking this question to you, now try to answer for it. Byte b is equal to, can I say 500 value? Byte b is equal to 500. Can I send that 500 value? No. We cannot assign 500 value on the basis of the byte, right? That means byte to data type is giving some range of values for us. Minus 128 to plus 127. Only within this range only we have to assign values to the byte variable. Byte max range is what there? Minus 128 to plus 127. Only these values only we have to assign to what there? Byte variable. Sir, got my point or not? Right, sir. So what is the second point here I'm telling there? Observe carefully. Data types. That means data on the basis of data types, on the basis of data types only, we are able to provide ranges for the data. We are able to provide ranges on the basis of the data types only. We are able to provide ranges for the data, ranges for the data for the variables. We are able to define ranges for the data for variables, range values for the variable. We are able to define range values for the variables now. We are able to define on the basis of the data types only. We are able to define, we are able to define range values for the data, range values for the data for the variables. Okay, fine, no problem. All right, sir. Example I'm telling there. Observe carefully. What's that example I'm telling there? Byte variable, byte variables are able to take the values from minus 128 to plus 127. This is a scenario. We can understand it. For all the data types, I will give the range values. Don't worry for it. For all the data types, I'm able to provide what their range values here in the future. But first of all, understand this. No, byte variables are able to take the values from minus 128 to plus 127. Within this range only, values are going to be provided. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? Right, sir. That's okay. Fine. Now let's move on to the next point here. So these are the two advantages, guys. Again, I'm asking to you now. Try to answer for my question. No. What are the various advantages of the data types in Java applications? No. One is we can find memory sizes for the data on the basis of the data types. And second one is what there? We can find the range values for the variables on the basis of the data types. Data types, with the data types, two advantages. No, we can identify memory sizes for the data. We can identify range values for the variables. Which values only we are able to assign for the variables. That is depending on what there, that data types only. They are the two advantages here we are able to get on the basis of like what there data types here. That's okay, fine. But how many types of data types are available in Java? How many data types are available here? To prepare, right, sir. To prepare Java applications, Java has provided the following data types. What are the various data types which are provided by Java? Observe carefully. First one is primitive data types or primary data types. And the second one is what there? User defined data types or secondary data types. They are the two things now. Primitive data types are primary data types. User defined data types are what there? Secondary data types. Right, sir. Under this user defined data types, what types are available here? All arrays. Observe carefully. All arrays. Next one is all classes, abstract classes, interfaces, and so on and so on and so on. All this will come under like what there? User defined data types. If we come for this primitive data types now, under these primitive data types, again two types are available. What are the two types of these primitive data types here? Observe carefully. The first one is like what there? Numeric data types, and second one is non-numeric data types. Non-numeric data types. Under these non-numeric data types, what are the various data types are existed here under these non-numeric data types? No, like we can understand like what there? Char, then after that boolean. These two data types are available under what there? Non-numeric data types. Next one, under these numeric data types, again two types are available. What are the two types here? First one is integral or integer data types, and the second one is like what there? Non-integral data types. They are the two types are available. Under this non-integral data types, two data types are existed here. What are the two data types now? Right, sir. First one is like what there? Float, and second one is like what there? Double. Float, and second one is what there? Double. These two are like what the non-integral data types. Under this integral or integer data types now, some other data types are available. What are the various data types now? Byte. Next one is what there? Short. Then after that, what next one? Int. Then after that, long. Right, sir. Understand this classification, all of you know. So first of all, primitive data types. Under primitive data types, two data types now. Integral, that means numeric data types, and second one is what there? Non-numeric data types. Under these numeric data types, again two types are available. What are the two types now? Integral or integer data types, and second one is what there? Non-integral data types. Observe carefully. Right, sir. Under these integral data types, four data types are available. What are the four data types? No, byte, short, int, long. Under these non-integral data types, no, float and double. Under these non-numeric data types, no, char and boolean. Under the user-defined data types or secondary data types, no, what are the various things are available? All arrays, all classes, abstract classes, interfaces, and so on. These many things are existed here. Clear or not? Right. Sir. Now observe carefully, all of you guys. Right, sir. Then after that, if you observe these data types now, I want to provide like what their sizes, memory sizes for each and every data type I want to define. For byte, 1 byte of memory. For byte, 1 byte of memory. Right, sir. And for short, 2 bytes of memory. Then what next one here? For int, 4 bytes of memory. Okay. For long, 8 bytes of memory. Similarly, for float, again 4 bytes of memory. For double, 8 bytes of memory. For character, how much memory you know? 2 bytes of memory. And for boolean, 1 bit. For boolean, how much memory they know? 1 bit. Right, sir. Now what about this user-defined data types? No, the point is like what there? No fixed memory sizes. No fixed memory sizes for the user-defined data types. No fixed memories for what there? User-defined data types. Understand, guys? What I'm telling you? No fixed memory sizes for it. That is depending on the data, how much data we provided. Say for example, string is a data type, sir. It is a predefined class in Java. String str is equal to, now tell me, do you have any fixed memory allocation for it now? For the string, will you say any particular fixed memory allocation there? But I can say for integer, int I is equal to 10. For example, if it is available, I variable will have 4 bytes of memory. The data may be 10 or the data may be 100 or the data may be 1000. That doesn't matter. How much memory will be allocated here? 4 bytes. But will you get any such kind of memory allocations here for string? No. Will you give any specific memory allocation for it? No. String str is equal to maybe a, or maybe ab, or maybe abc, or maybe def. That's totally depending on what there, how much data we provided. Roughly, how much memory is going to be allocated for it now? A, B, C, D, E, F. How many characters are available there? How many characters? 6 characters are available. 6 into 2. How much memory there? No? For example, you know, 12 bytes. That depends. That depends. For example, if you have only A, roughly how much memory is required for this? No, minimum, you know, to one character. One character in the sense what there? Two. That means 2 bytes of memory. That depends on what there? The data, how much data we represented in that particular type kernel. Got my point or not? So that's why here, what's the point I'm telling there? No fixed memory sizes for the user-defined data types. No, memory sizes are depending on the data which we represented. Depending on the data which we represented kernel. Observe carefully. Memory sizes are depending on the data, depending on the size of the data, depending on the volume of data which we represented. On the basis of that only, here we are able to get what their sizes for each and every user different data type. Sir, all of you are getting my point or not? Right, sir. Leave this one now. So now let's come for another point here. What we are getting there. All right, sir. Now, for each and every data type, how much sizes here we are getting, that we understand that. That's okay, nice. But for each and every data type, what are the default values? Default values in the sense what are the default values? No. For example, I have a class, for example, class A. Inside this class A, what I want to there, I want to define int I semicolon. That's it. I have not provided any value. But when we are not providing any value, but initial value will be provided by JVM internally. That initial value is provided by JVM internally is called as what? The default value. Default value will be provided by for the variables internally. What is the default value for I variable? The default value for the I variable is what? I will discuss that point anyway. But by default, one value will be assigned to the I variable. Understand my point here now? So that initial value which is provided by JVM automatically is called as like what their default value. For example, if I provide 10 now, in I is equal to 10, if I provide now, JVM will not provide default value now. Already we provided value or not? That will be the final value. If you are not providing any value to the variable, by default, JVM will provide one value, initial value for the variable. That initial value which is provided by JVM when we are not providing any value explicitly. When we are not providing any value explicitly, by default, JVM will assign a value. The JVM assigned value is called as what their default value here. Right, sir. Now for the data types, for each and every data type, some default values are available. What are the default values for each and every data type? No, for byte, 0 is the default value, and for short, 0 is the default value, and for int, 0 is the default value. 0 is the default value. And for long, what is the value here? 0, L is the default value. What is this L actually? Suffix. Suffix for representation of the long values. For the representation of the long values, we need to use the suffix values. What there? L we can use there, right? Now this is like what I'm telling you, know, the default value. Next one is for the sake of this float. What is the default value here? No, right, sir. 0.0 F is mandatory. F is mandatory. Right, sir. For double, what is the default value here? We can identify. No, for the double, the default value is like what there? 0.0. Only 0.0. Even the suffix we can use D or not, that doesn't matter. 0.0. That's okay, fine. Next one. For the character, the default value is what there? Observe carefully. Single space. Within the single quotation, single space. Here there is a space. Here space is available here. Single space. I want to write it for the sake of your clarity. Single space is a default value for what there? for the character. Understand it clearly. Next one is, what is the default value for Boolean variable there? Boolean variable, that is what they're false. The default value for Boolean variable is what they're false, not true. My other programming languages, default value for Boolean variable may be 1, in other programming languages. But in Java, Boolean values are not represented in the form of zeros and ones explicitly. Boolean values are represented in the form of true or false only. Then the default value for the Boolean variable is what there? False. That we are getting clearly. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? Right, sir. Now observe carefully what exactly the points I'm telling there. Now one more point here I'm telling there. This is one note. Next, one more note I'm providing there. Observe carefully. The default value for all the user defined variables, the default value for all the user defined variables is what there? Null. Default value for all the user defined variables is what there? Null. Say for example I'm telling to you, string str semicolon, string str semicolon. What is the value for this str? No. What is the value for str here? Where str value is what there? Null. Got my point or not? String is a class in the case of Java. It's not primitive data type in Java. String is a class in Java. So its default value is what there? Null. Null is a default value for what there? String str variable. Sir, got it or not? So this is what exactly the meaning of like what there? Null. The value here we provided like what there? Null. Understand it clearly. This is what exactly the meaning of like what there? The content here. Observe carefully. Right, sir. Now observe carefully. What we understood there totally no. The point is what there? Tell me. I'm asking you some few questions. You know, try to answer for it. How many types of programming languages are available on the base of the types? No, two types of programming languages. What are the two types of programming languages? No, typed programming languages and typeless programming languages. What is the meaning of this typeless programming languages? No, no data types representation is available. Data will be represented without having any data types. That is called as what? The typeless. Examples are what there? All first generation programming languages are what there? Typeless programming languages. Still, if you want to go for an example there, assembly language. Assembly language is what there? Typeless. Maybe basic is another one. Basic or Fortran and so on. So many things are available. Leave this one. Next one is typed programming languages. What is the meaning of typed programming languages? No. If any programming language is able to represent data on the base of data types, then that programming language is called what? Typed programming languages. How many types of typed programming languages are available? Two types. What are the two types of typed programming languages? No. Statically typed programming languages, dynamically typed programming languages. First of all, I give an information about it. Dynamically typed programming languages. What is the meaning of dynamically typed programming languages? No. First, data will be represented without specifying the type. Later on, type will be calculated. Type will be calculated on the base of the data, not before representing the data. Type will be calculated after representing the data on the base of the represented data. That is called as what? The dynamically typed programming language. Any example for dynamically typed programming language? No. Python. Python is the best example. In Python, we are not going to use any data type for variables now. But type will be calculated internal inside the Python on the base of the data. So type will be calculated on the base of the data in the case of Python. Next one is statically typed programming languages. What is the meaning of statically typed programming languages? No. Come on, what's the meaning of statically typed programming language there? If any programming language, if we represent data after specifying the data type, data will be represented as per the data type only. Data will be provided on the base of the data type only. So such type of programming language is what there? Statically typed programming language. What are the examples for statically typed programming languages? No. C, C++, Java. C, C++, Java. All these are what there? Statically typed programming language. Next one is what there? Right, sir. Here we are getting the clarity. No, int a is equal to 10. To represent this 10, first we require what there? Data type. Now another example I have given there. Int a semicolon a is equal to 10. Int a semicolon a is equal to 10 in the sense. What is the meaning of it? No. First we represent a data type. Then after that only data we provided here. No. Next one. Another point here. In a statically typed programming languages, first we have to specify the type of the data before representing the data. Here to specify the type of data, we have to use what their data types we required. In a statically typed programming languages, before representing data, first we have to specify the type or not. To specify the type, we need to go for what their data types. Now, what are the various advantages of the data types in Java? Two advantages are available. What are the two advantages? No, we can identify the memory sizes for the data on the basis of the data types. We can identify the range values for the variables on the basis of the data types only. That's the examples I've given. Into a is equal to 10, a variable will have 4 bytes of memory on the basis of the int only. Byte b is equal to 22, b variable will have 1 byte of memory on the basis of the byte only. Right, so similarly, byte b is equal to 500, it is an invalid. Why? Because byte variable will have the range is like what there, minus 128 plus 127. Right, so it able to provide ranges for the data. To prepare Java applications, Java has provided the following data types. What are the various data types are provided by Java programming language here? What data types are provided here? No, observe carefully. Initially, two types of data types are available. First one is what there, primitive data types, and second one is what there, user-defined data type. Right, sir? Again, primitive data types are divided into two types. What are the two types of primitive data types? No, numeric data types, and second one is what there? Non-numeric data types. Right, sir. Under these numeric data types, again, two types are available. What are the two types? Can know integral data types or integer data types. Next one is what there? Non-integral data types. Under integral data types, how many data types are available here? Four types are available: byte, short, int, long. Under these non-integral data types, how many types are available here? No, two types. Can know. What are the two types? Can know float and double. Two things are available. Under non-integral data type, how many data types are available? Char and boolean. Observe carefully. Right, sir. Good. Now, if you observe the default values for each and every data type, now, first of all, sizes, if you observe there, byte will take 1 byte of memory, short will take 2 bytes of memory, int will take 4 bytes of memory, long will take 8 bytes of memory, and float will take 4 bytes of memory, double will take 8 bytes of memory. Right, sir? Then character will take 2 bytes of memory, and boolean will take what there, 1 bit. Then after that, integral data types are like what there, zeros and values are available. Byte 0 default values I'm telling there. Default value in the sense is a value which is provided by JVM if you're not providing any value explicitly to the variables now. Right, sir? Zeros for what their integral data types now. 0.0f is for what their float. 0.0 is for what their double. Observe carefully. Next one is what there. After understanding this now, and single space for what their character, false is the default value for what their boolean. Please remember this false value. In the future, I'm going to use number of times that particular point here. What's the default value for character? For the default value for boolean, I'm asked number of times can know. So where we have to say what they're false. In other programming languages, it may be one or it may be true value. But in the case of Java, it is what their false value. Observe carefully. User defined data type. What is the memory size for each and every user defined data type? No fixed memory sizes are available for the user defined data types. That sizes are depending on the data, how much volumes of the data we provided in our content. What are the default values for user defined data types? No, null is the default value for the user defined data type. So example I'm giving string str, where str value is what there, null. That's enough. These are exactly the data types here we understood clearly. Sir, got it or not? Right. Now observe carefully the next point what I'm telling to you. All right, sir. Now can you tell me what are the advantages of the data types in Java? Now tell me what are the advantages of the data types in Java? Memory sizes we can identify. Next one is what there? Ranges. Range values here we are able to identify. Got my point or not? Okay. Now observe carefully. In Java applications, listen carefully. In Java applications, to find range values of the data types in Java applications, to find range values of the data types, we have to use the following formula. We have to use the following formula. What exactly the formula here we are able to use it? Observe carefully. Right, sir. Minus 2 power n minus 1 minus 2 power n minus 1 to 2 power 2 power n minus 1 minus 1. Observe carefully. What is the formula you are given there? 2 power minus 2 power n minus 1 to 2 power n minus 1, where n is a number of bits, not even bytes. Where n is what there? Number of bits of the data type. Where n is the number of bits of the data type. We know already 1 byte is equal to how many bits? No, 8 bits. 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. Observe carefully. Let me apply this one for an example here. I want to calculate something. Example is what there? Byte data type here I want to take. Byte data type here I have taken. Alright, sir. For the byte data type, size is what, sir? Or what is the size? No, 1 byte. Am I right or not? For byte, what is the size here? 1 byte. That is equal to how many bits there? And 8 bits. 8 bits. That we can understand. Here n value is what there? 8. Now observe carefully. Here minus 2 power 8 minus 1 2 minus 2 power 8 minus 1 2 2 power 8 minus 1. Then here we are able to provide what there? Minus 1. This is a calculation, guys. Now tell me what is the value? We can identify minus 2 power 7 minus 2 power 7 to minus 2 power 7 to 2 power 7. 2 power what there? 7. Then here what we are able to get there? Minus 1. Yes, sir, got it or not? Now tell me, what is this minus 2 power 7 here? No, minus 128. We can calculate it. 2. What is the 2? 2. What is the next one here? No, 128 minus 1. So what is the final value here we are getting there? Minus 128 to, what is the value we are getting there? 127. Minus 128 to what there? 127. That value here we are getting. Yes, sir, got my point or not? All right, sir. So we know already, we are aware about it, how to calculate like what their range values for each and every data type. Can I give an assignment to all of you guys? Will you complete one example there? All right, now take the question now. Take the question here. Take the question now. Already people are already they set right their books and everything inside the bags now. All right, sir. Find the range values for the long data type. I don't require the answer in the form of to the power 8 or to the power something else. I require exact value. Minus 128 to plus 127. In that way, I required answer. Please complete it fast. Within 1 minute, you have to complete it now. Find the range values for the long data type. My data type is what there? Long data type. Complete it fast. Yes, 2 power. I don't require in the form of powers, right? I need that exact values now. Everybody will calculate 2 power minus something else now. Right? Minus 2 power something else. No, I don't require that in the form of 2 powers, right? I require that exact value in which you are given minus 128 to plus 127. Yes, sir. Calculated. I think people are seriously trying to get that values, right? Come on, make it fast. For this example, those who are using notebook and pen to calculate it something else on the paper, you are not fit for software industry. Simple statement I'm telling you. Those who are tried for it, those who are tried seriously for this problem there, they are not fit for software industry. How it is possible to calculate, sir? Is it simple to calculate it? No. Of course, those who are using mobile phones calculator, you are also not fit for software industry. I think already people are calculating that through mobile phones now. Mobile phone calculators, right? Right. Wait, don't waste your papers now. Of course, we can get the value, but after half an hour of time, we are able to get it, not immediately. So, what is the value we have to calculate there? Minus 2 power 63 to 2 power 63 minus 1. 2 power 63 we have to calculate. 2 power 10 we are not calculated properly, but 2 power 63 when we are able to calculate, no. How much value we are able to get, somewhat difficult. Am I right or not? Somewhat difficult. But still, I want to find the min value and max value for the long data type. I get my point or not? Still, I want to find min value and max value for what there? Long data type. Then how it is possible then? How it is possible to calculate min value and max value for the long data type? No, that we will discuss on tomorrow. Right? Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll see the remaining part on tomorrow. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. We'll see the remaining part on tomorrow.